All right, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get in here, and then I want to talk about something. Because I'm always in my own world, dealing with my own stuff. I talked to my friend, my homeboy, one of my few real friends out here, and he was talking to me, explained to me some stuff that I didn't know. So uh, I'm gonna give a shout out, right, without saying the full name, but to David, the guy who is a CO, right? I wanted to just give you a shout out and say I understand now what's going on and who you are. I don't know if you were who I spoke to or not. I believe so. But yeah, I don't be knowing who's who. So I apologize for that, and I don't know people's agenda or what they're on. But he was cool. He was nice. If that was him, I think it was the same guy. I'm not even sure. But yeah, no, he showed me some of your videos, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was impressive. Um, I think you're doing everything right, to be honest. Um, I mean, me personally, I could take a guy like that. I could train him. I could get him to even a whole nother level. I'm just being real, you know. I know a lot about this. Um, I know a lot about working out in gyms. It's just all knowledge. I mean, everybody, everybody can learn. Everybody can gather knowledge. These are things that you know we can all do. We can all better ourselves. But yeah, I heard a little bit about your testimony and your story. I think that's really powerful, and I'm all for it and I support it. So I just wanted to correct that and apologize and say that. When folks just talk to me, I don't know who's who, man. I'm dealing with so much, and people can see what I'm kind of going through and dealing with. So it's just hard. I'm on the defensive a lot, and I don't know who's who or what's going on. So sometimes I just be thinking that people are playing games, you know, when maybe they're not. So it is what it is. But I saw some of the videos. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, the guy is in great shape. I think that you have the right idea, like we were talking about. Praise God and keep training and working out. And I truly think that that's the way to go. So I want to make sure when I find like-minded people that we're on good terms and we're cool and you know. But I think it's just me being me. I think I'm very competitive, and I didn't know. If you don't tell me who you are or who you know or where you're coming from, I have no idea who's who, and it's just me being me. But no, he's a cool guy. Shout out to him. Shout out to David. Um, Continuing on some other points. Um, I have no problem giving credit where credit's due to anyone. I got no problem shouting anyone out. Um, I mean, all that is cool, man. Like I said, I don't have anything against any of that. Working out, training together, I think that'd be cool. I mean, I could definitely use a training partner that to do the videos with sometimes. I think that would help. I'm just very protective of my business. That's all. There's a way I have to do things, so that's what I remember explaining. And I'm just very careful about how I speak, what I say, how I move, um, because I don't have room for errors. So that's all. I'm very careful around other people because I have a way that I do things for a reason, because I'm not moving like other people. And I feel like when you move with God, He shows you the way. That's the thing a lot of people don't understand is people who are moving without God, they're out here drinking, they're out here doing whatever, they're out here, you know, doing everything wrong, not caring, moving around willy nilly. And I just don't move like that. I'm very focused. I'm completely in alignment. I'm aligned with my purpose, and I have God with me, and I have the Holy Spirit within me. And it truly changes how you think, how you move, how you live. It's a way of life. So I think it's very inspiring. When I saw what I saw and I watched some of the videos, I thought that was cool. More power to you. I think you're definitely a real true testimony, and I think that you should keep it up what you're doing. And that's all I can really say, So yeah. Moving forward, like I said, I just try to do the best I can. I've never been the best with people. Um, I don't understand a lot of people. I don't claim to be the best with people. I've had a lot of misunderstandings. I've had a lot of issues. I've had a lot of problems. It's not me, but I just tend to stand on my position. I tend to be me with everybody, and that's just who I am. I'm never going to change. I don't plan on changing anytime soon. I like who I am. I think I'm a stand-up guy, and I think I'm a real man. Um, that's it. And I think I'm the man that my father wanted me to be and created. And I think I'm the man God wanted me to be. So I don't really worry about anything. I move forward in life. I try to be positive. I don't care how people feel. Um, just be a real man and keep on moving. But yeah, we're doing self-defense classes for real. Just me. Building up my own martial arts school. I was telling him that. We do real demonstrations and classes. I do by myself all the time now. We do them on live stream. So, like I said, if folks are cool and they know what they're doing and they come correct, right? How y'all doing? And they come correct, I mean, they're more than welcome to come out there. Anybody, as long as you come respectfully and come on good terms, you know what I'm saying? We good. Feel me? I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? As long as you don't have a mentality of a bunch of other nonsense, as long as you come out there to really do the training. But like I said, I do charge for my training. I charge for my classes. I have to for everybody. I can't do no more freebies. I tried that. I need to get clients. I need to get people that really want me to work with them. Like I said, if you facilitate the environment and don't mind putting some money towards it, and like I said, paying for the training, helping me to get a meal, just basic stuff that you would do for anyone. I mean, like I said, I can have somebody, duplicate my training in a gym, meaning that like I can go work out with you just as a workout partner in the gym. And, you can try to duplicate what I do and we can just work out together. And that's another form of being able to learn the right way. Other than that, I do my training where I train at. I can do it in other places where there's pull-up bars or dip bars. I used to work out over there. I think it's Ringgold Park by the zoo. Great place. I used to go there almost every day. And we're in train, for years. I wasn't anywhere near. Well, I won't say that. I was in very good shape. I was doing even pull-ups with weights. But I just think I'm on a different level now, holistically, completely, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. I was probably looked bigger then, but I didn't have this kind of strength. I didn't have this kind of resilience. It's much different now. I'm at a whole different level because of God, because of my belief in God, and that's the truth. I believe that there is other chosen. I'm not selfish. I think there's other chosen. I think there's other people who shine, and I want to see people shine. I think that's humanity's biggest problem is not wanting to see others do well, which I never really understood. I want to see people do well. I want to see people blossom and become who they're intended to be. I mean, if you notice in all these communities, people can't even make something of themselves. Everybody has a crab in the bucket mentality in the hood, all that. There we go. There's a honk. She was waving. That's good. There's some support right there. So we're all about positivity over here. I mean, like I said, I'm a pretty gangsta individual. I'm never going to change. But with that still comes the power of God and the Spirit of God. I feel that those are the people that He uses, and that's the thing is, I don't get on here and brag. I don't get on here and try to paint myself as something I'm not. I'm not on here to be fake or have a bunch of smoke and mirrors. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I really downplay who I am. You know, I mean, I've been I've been pretty real my whole life. I've never switched up. I've never been fake, but I also have nothing to prove. I'm 36 and I'm retired. Um, I'm trying to be the best man and person that I can be every day. I want to be on good terms with everybody. I want to help people, and that's all, But I'm just saying, I was a pretty bad dude uh, when I was a little younger, and I still am. Obviously, I think I'm probably worse than I've ever been, if I want to be. Um, and that's the thing, God will take the most gangsta, thuggish individuals, and he will not let go of us, and he will utilize us and take that and make it a positive and use it as a gift because it always was positive. I mean, all I ever did was just take care of myself, you know, but I was pretty thugging. And, God, he'll see who you are. He'll see your heart. He'll see where your heart was at. I mean, I never lied about my story. I never came on here and said, oh, I was doing all this other stuff. And no, it was never who I was. I've just always been the tough guy that, I've been in a lot of different stuff, but I've been smart. I've been smart my whole life. I haven't wanted to make bad decisions. I mean, I've had my moments. I've been in a lot of different environments. I came up hard, and that's why I feel I'm relatable. People should be able to relate to me to some extent. I came up in a lot of hoods, around a lot of folks. I've seen a lot. I was the type of dude that when I got upset, people could tell I had no limits. I mean, people could be right there in front of me, with whatever, and they were tripping because they're like, man, when he gets mad, he don't even care that I'm standing here. Like, no, like I would move through any obstacle in my path. I was a man's man always, and I think I didn't fully understand things either, or reality, which probably helped me out. But I mean, either way, I'm about me. I'm about my business. I'm about getting my money. I mean, I don't care what other people are on. I'm trying to do what I need to do, and I think that's the only way to be. So I hope that people will listen to and look at David's testimony. If you'd like to connect, I can try to promote your story and your testimony if you'd like to do that. If you'd like to sit down and have a real conversation, I can find a way, even if it's not directly on this channel, we can do it on another channel. Maybe have an interview of sorts to talk about, your testimony and stuff that you've been through, and you know, just everything positive. If you'd like to tell your story, I have no issue with that. I'd be more than happy to do it on another channel and promote it through here and everything. I think that would be great. I think it's great when anybody tells their story, and any real true, hold on, any real true testimony. I'm turning my flashlight on. Even though it's really not dark yet, but any real true testimony from God, I'm in full support of. It's not about just me. So it is what it is. I mean, I obviously, you've seen some of my videos. I appreciate any compliments, or if it's impressive to you, is what I've gathered. I mean, I appreciate it, but Like I said, I'm not the only one, man. There's more of me in the world. I'm just very competitive. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I know that I'm like a permission slip for people to stand up against the system. I'm a permission slip for people to stand up for themselves. And that's the thing. I've hit rock bottom a million times, and for us real people, which there's not too many of, you have to understand a lot of people are not going to relate. That's the thing. I've always been real. This is a real journey, real path. I mean, you got to be real to walk this walk. So if you real, you'll understand. But if you not real, you're never gonna understand. That's why these people want to talk about money and say things projecting it, right? Because you've never been real. You can tell that you've never been through nothing unless it was something you were responsible for and you put yourself through. When I'm talking, remember, I'm switching subjects. I'm talking about the people online. So, you know, um, it is what it is. Like I said, as far as David, I have nothing but positive stuff to say. I'm moving on to the next topic, but right now I'm talking about these folks online. These folks online, they're not real. They've never been through nothing. I didn't. This isn't a gimmick. I didn't just start talking like this to talk this way. I'm not fake, and that's what people find out. Everybody has a rude awakening with me and realizes he's really everything he claims to be. Um, I came up hard, man. I came up rough, rugged, and raw, and it's real. My journey has been real. I'm the real deal, and nobody can ever take that from me. And I think that that's something I know it's something I'm extremely proud of. I think that everybody deserves and should have that a source of pride. I love my smile. I love what I've been through. I love who I am. I love who I've become. I love what God has built me into, and the man that God has built me into. Who I am. I am what I am. Yahweh. I'm truly proud of myself. Just like I'm proud of my girlfriend Christina. I mean, I'm truly proud on another level of proud. So, you know, that's the thing, like when these folks talk, they need to all talk to me the right way and be positive. Like I said, I've done something here that's impossible. I've achieved something that's impossible. You understand? Don't make me your competition. None of you folks, you'll never win. You understand? Don't try to compete with me. That's a waste of your time. You can't compete with me because, well, the truth is none of you are God's favorite, God's chosen. You're not me. You understand? So you'll be wasting your time. That's the actual truth. You can do what you want to do. See, tricky, tricky. That's why I turned the light on. See, I'm smart. But I mean, I think everybody's good anyway. But my point is just, you got to keep going, man. In life, you got to keep going. I've been going through the hardest time ever, lately, especially, physically, especially. I mean, I'm just trying to keep going. And that's what I think life is. It's a struggle. It's not meant to just be sitting on a bunch of money and not do anything. That's boring. There's nothing real about that. You're not going to listen. You're not going to learn anything from not going through anything. That's what these folks online will never understand because they have no life experience. You'll never learn what it's like. You'll never know self-defense if you've never been in anything. You'll never know what life's about. It's even Tyler Durden said it in the movie. I mean, if you've never had an issue, how are you going to know? If you don't do anything, how are you going to know? If your bravery is never tested and you don't have to be brave and you run from every conflict, which is what the snowflake new generation does. I'm all about that. I mean, that's what I love. So it's like, that's what I represent is like approaching fear and conquering it through love. And it's a real thing. With love, you can conquer fear. And that's what I want people to understand. What I'm in is a vibration of love. I move quicker. I live quicker. I've lived a lot more life than all of you, even if it's the same time span. I've lived more life because I'm living quicker. I'm living in love, so therefore I know true love. I know true happiness because it's all within me. This is what these folks are jelly of. They're jealous not just because of money I make or anything I get or have. They're jealous of the things that are within me, the gifts I have. They're jealous because they know I can build a new life anytime I want out of nothing, just like I did here. They're jealous because they say, we did everything to stop this man. They ran an entire smear slander campaign on my name. They've done everything. They've called everyone. They've said every lie they can make up. They made up all sorts of stories. Okay. And they're wondering how in the hell, and I mean, it is truly a miracle. It's impossible. I've done the impossible. It's incredible. How in the hell, after all we did, how is this guy good Gucci and still getting donations and still making money on here after what he just went through? That's the part they don't want to tell you, but it's all good. We'll keep it our little secret, okay, little homies? We'll keep it our little secret. All right, you done tried everything to stop me while I was going through the real stuff. I mean, like I said, I had to walk the actual walk. People want to talk, but I really live this. It's different. It's different because we're not all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, I really went through it. I had to go through stuff y'all couldn't even imagine this entire time. So I'm just a story and a testament. I mean, it wasn't about doing anything special. It was just about living and experiencing. And that's something that I feel that we all can do and we all should do, right? Life is the human experience. And if you pay attention and you keep your eyes open, your ears open, you listen, you'll learn a lot from it. I said, man, it's impossible every day. What I'm going through physically feels impossible right now. Okay. Because of these folks and the stuff that they do and the attempts they just made, that they've continued and continued. All that, I look at it as the devil. I look at it like it says, just like whatever doesn't stop me makes me stronger. I don't have a choice but to keep going. This is how I live my life. Like I said, regular folks, they can have a chat room open. I can't. Regular folks aren't considered a you know what. I am. Okay. Folks don't even want me to be speaking because the minute I open this $1 million mouthpiece, they know everybody's going to be on my side and love me. And I'm going to shift things and change reality. And I'm going to wake people up. I have a gift. It's what it's always been about. It's always been about my gift. It's always been about they want to silence me. They don't want me talking because I'm exposing all their secrets. I'm telling the truth. When I tell you that these celebrities don't own nothing and they're all squatting and they're all poor, that's the truth. Like I said, Nipsey Hussle was quoted saying, we're going to be 60 years old without a pot to you know what in. That's a fact. And look around. Hell, it's worse than that. Look at their predicament. Not only did they didn't even just let them be poor and let them keep fronting like they was somebody and pretend they rich online while being literally owned. They didn't even let them do that. What did they really do to all of them like Nipsey Hussle? Do your research. They do it to all of them. They do it to all y'all. That's why that group, I don't know why they even talk and open their mouth. I'm just pointing out the reality. You haven't been strong. You haven't been a strong people. Do you have strength within you? Sure. Do you have strong people? Sure, but strength is not all physical. Strength is mental. And I think that that's part of the issue. Truly, I think that it's an issue when folks can't stand up for themselves, right? When they choose to, whine and complain instead of actually stand up and change the issue. And it's just the difference between us. It's not our position in society, right? There's no, y'all have a phrase for everything. You want to keep saying the same things. It just goes to show what you are. And then you want to project and whine and say that people are something they're not. But you're that because you're the one that sees things in labels. You're all the ones who categorize things. No, it's not us. It's all these other folks that do that. Me, I believe everybody is equal. I see souls and spirits, right? And I think that everybody deserves to be happy and deserves to eat. That's what I think. I think that we all just want basic human respect. And I'm here to try to encourage that, right? I'm here to try to bring peace in a world that's falling apart. And there's a whole lot going on every day. And that's what God is going to send me on these missions to do. He already told me everywhere you go, put out the what? He already told me everywhere I'm sent, I'm trying to bring peace. Leave the gangster stuff to me. I got that handled. That's what I come from. I'm an expert on this. I'm a specialist in that. That's why God chose me. Real talk. Oh, I love getting busy. Real talk. That's the thing. Like I'm two different worlds. I'm a complete, peaceful person, and then I'm a ultimate savage, right? And an all-out gangster who's completely ruthless. So it's kind of funny. It's a funny mix, but it makes sense, and that's just the truth. This is the way of the world. You have people like me. I had to master the darkness and the light. It's a real thing. That means the sun and the night. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. You understand? So, like I said, at the end of the day, there's no posing here. I'm really Batman. I'm really what all the films and movies were made about and depict. I've never posed. I do the real thing, and I always will do the real thing. We're not living the same. Until folks want to wake up and acknowledge that little small fact that's obvious as hell, I mean, it is what it is. I don't come out here and just do videos of myself. I get busy. I go to work. You know what I mean? Like I said, everything is cool because of me. I've accomplished so much. At this point, yes, it's like a fashion show. Yes, I make videos and I work out because that's what I want to do. That's what's conducive to me. You understand? But I'm the real thing. I've always been the real thing. You know what I mean? It's just we got to be smart. Like I said, this is to do all over the country. This is not for here. Here, I've already accomplished everything as Batman. This is true. Hold on. And now, whenever God's ready, it's time to extend this and take this to another level and do this all over the nation and all over the world. There's a lot of people to save. There's a lot of people to protect. And that's the thing. I work with things on a very high level all the time. I pay attention to the events going on in the world and the country. I want to help with all of them, but I can't until God gives me the money or until y'all want to pay me. Yeah, right. But I know it's going to come from God. And I just feel that this is all God's plan. You know what I mean? So I hope that He gets me a rolling at some point here. I can't do anything else about it till then. And it's hard for me. It really is. I don't like seeing so many people have to go through things. I truly wish that I could go out in the world and help people and stop these things because I know I have the power to and the strength to. But it's in the reading. It says your strength is needed. This is not a drill. So I think it's coming around the corner. Truly, you know. So we just got to keep pushing, man. You got to keep pushing. I protect people. I'm aware. I'm aware of the risk involved. Trust me. I've been doing this a long time, and it's just that simple. So it is what it is. You feel me? So, like I said, we're gonna keep on pushing forward, and that's about it. I don't know what else to tell you. You know what I mean? So, like I said, let's keep on winning. Let's keep on pushing. Let's keep on getting this money, right? And that's about it. You know what I mean? It's time for us to win, right? And all we do is win. All we do is win, 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 no matter what. Real talk. So, like I said, I'm just a normal dude, man, but I believe in God and I have superpowers and I'm superhuman. So I guess I'm not completely normal. But, like I said, I'm about waking human beings up to their potential and showing that human beings can be more. And I've noticed a lot of people have an issue with seeing humans fly. I want my people to fly, man, all my people. Whether you from down here or you from anywhere, I want to see people fly and do well, become as strong as they can and what they are intended to be. All right. I will be flying over cities with wings soon. Get ready. All right. Talk to you in a minute.